Hi everyone and welcome to SWPL My Story Short, and today we are joined by Partick Thistles Lucy Sinclair. How are you, Lucy?
I'm good yourself.
Yeah, I'm great, thanks, and thanks so much for joining us today. So off of the back of the weekend, yeah, a good result, a comeback against Montrose, which sees you now into the League Cup semi-final. That must have been some buzz, especially coming from behind, putting yourselves under pressure, but showing that grit and determination to see yourselves over the line.
Yes, it was obviously not the game that any of us would have wanted. 0-0 going at half time, didn't play the best. It was quite a scrappy game. And then go one down, your head kind of goes and you're like, oh no, this might not be our day. And then we had a much better second half performance. The team really kind of came together. And then a few pieces of magic. I mean, Rachel's ball was perfect. I don't think Emil could have asked for anything better. And then obviously the luck with Emil's shot kind of being never really going to test the keeper. Rachel comes in at the back post and scores. So no, I think you saw in our celebrations we were ecstatic by it because obviously I think everyone had kind of resigned to the idea of, oh, this isn't our day, we're maybe not making it through. So then to get the win is amazing, and through to a semi-final, we're overwhelmed and overjoyed.
I think as well, obviously looking at the teams that are still in the draw, you've got nothing to fear. Obviously, it's the top teams in the country. Yous are in that bracket, especially the way that this season's gone. But there's nothing to fear really. There's no heavy defeats. You've ran all of these teams close or beat them in this first half of the season. So you must be going into it with some real confidence.
Yeah, of course. I think you've always got to back yourself going into a game. If you don't back yourself, what's the point in playing in the game? We do know that any team we do get it is going to be a hard task, and we probably aren't favourites as such to win the game. But all we can do is just play the way we play, hopefully play better than we did against Montrose, and then see what happens.
That I think that it just shows testament to the team that Brian's put together, the togetherness that you have. I've spoken to a few of the Partick girls over this first portion of the season. That team spirit is really, really strong, and it seems to be what's pushing you on and getting you to the levels that you're at. You are up there competing at the top end of the table. You are taking points off teams at the top end of the table, and you're actually ahead in the league of some of these full-time teams. So it just shows the quality and the spirit is really high in the club at the moment, and confidence is obviously a good breeding ground for that, and evidence is on the pitch.
Yeah, I think I can't fault the girls. As soon as I came in, they made me feel at home. There was quite a lot of new girls coming in, so it was a mix of old players and a good few new players. So it took us some time to gel together, but it happened it happened quite quick in the sense of once the season started, it was a team on and off the pitch. It is a very good environment to be around. I think it does help us a lot. I think when you do have new players and new systems to work within, actually trusting the player next to you, getting on with the player next to you helps so much. Makes you feel calm when you're on the ball, when you're playing, things don't go your way. So no, I think the togetherness of the team is really important. It's probably what's got us some of the results we have got. Um, and yeah, I think if we keep going like this, we'll finish well.
You say that there that you felt welcomed in as soon as you arrived. You came in from Aki's, obviously. You personally have had a fantastic first part of the season, and you found your goal scoring touch as well. Every time I have a look at the results, it seems like you're there or thereabouts and popping up with a goal or two.
Yeah, overjoyed with that because last season, obviously with Hamilton, it took me what till the I think third or fourth last game to actually get my first goal for the club. Being there for 2 years, and then ended up getting three in a bounce. And then obviously coming into Partick Thistle and kind of continuing the goal scoring theme is it makes me happy because obviously you want to contribute as much as you can to the team, and if, whether that's goals, assists, or just playing well, that's important. But it is always nice, obviously, to get your name on the score sheet. So yeah, it's been a really good start, and hopefully I can just keep scoring.
I think it shows as well that you've talked about changes the systems, changes the personnel, that you are finding yourself in these advanced positions. Like I seen your goal against your former club, Aki's, last weekend, and you're in the six-yard box scoring headers. So you're getting that freedom in the midfield to go and attack, and everyone's got a real understanding of where everyone needs to be.
Yeah, I think at the start of the season, I had the conversation with Brian of where I would like to play, in terms of, because obviously I've played 6, 8, or 10, and I said I would like to play 10. I'd like to play in a more creative attacking role, and he was like, okay, we'll see you there, we'll play you there, but you need to be contributing, you need to be forgetting about the defensive duties as much, because I think at the start of the season I was worrying a bit too much about actually going, oh, I need to go and cover. Instead, he just goes, just stay up. You don't need to always come back. Trust your 2 6s. So I think in the past couple of weeks I've done that, and that's allowed me to obviously get into the box and score some goals.
Brilliant. That's what we want to see, and that must be music to your ears when they say don't worry about the defensive side. I know how I'd feel if my gaffer told me that. I'd be like, brilliant.
Um,
So obviously we're now coming into another period that other players that I spoke at, it's quite a fragmented first half of the season up until Christmas because you've got all these international breaks. There's another one coming up, but is that allowed you as a squad, as a management team, to then plan shorter periods of the next 3-4 games because you know you're going to have another break? And do you think that's been advantageous for you, is that you can really hone in on only a few matches and not having to look too far ahead?
Probably to some degree. Brian sets out goals from, so we set out the first 6 games, we set out as a target of how many points we wanted to get in those 6. He's then set, just a couple of weeks ago, he set the next, I think, games until December and how many points we want to get out of that. So I think, yeah, you take it in small spells, but then at the same time you look at it overall, we want to finish top 6. So we need, in these games, what do we need to get? So yeah, I think the international break's been fine. It's not really faulted us too much having a wee week off here and there. It probably helps us. It helps us recover. Especially with obviously a heavy week coming this week. Playing Montrose, we've got Aberdeen tomorrow, and then obviously get Dundee on Sunday. So having a wee rest here and there is probably a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially a midweek journey up to Aberdeen. Not isn't going to be ideal, but it's just the way that things go, and you're going to have to play it, and obviously look to take 3 points from that as well. But I think obviously tomorrow you'll be glued to the draw, finding out who you are getting. I won't put you on the spot and ask you who you're looking for, but obviously it's going to be a tough game regardless. But I do wish you all the best tomorrow night, and we'll see how you get on in the League Cup campaign.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us, Lucy, and thanks everyone for joining us on SWPL My Story Short.